Hey there. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about how to avoid exhaustion in early labor. This topic is really important to Sarah and I as midwives because we see that when people are able to avoid exhaustion in early labor, then they have what they need to really go the distance and give birth naturally. And this is really important, especially when we're talking to people giving birth for the first time, because you're looking at an average of an 18 to 24-hour labor, and it's really important to conserve your energy early so that you have it when things progress later and you're in active labor. So, how to avoid exhaustion in early labor? We have a couple different ideas for you all. Of course, these are outlined in the email that you've received, but we'll elaborate a little bit more on each of these ideas now. So first of all, we encourage, of course, hiring a midwife. Working with a midwife means that you're working with a care provider who's an expert on natural labor, and then you're working with a person who has a really strong understanding of what early labor entails, and you're working with somebody who can help prepare you best for that part of your labor, as well as every other stage of your labor, frankly. We also recommend taking a childbirth education course. We teach a childbirth ed class through Hearth and Home Midwifery, and we spend a lot of time talking about early labor. And this is important to helping you avoid exhaustion, because if you have an idea of what to expect in your labor, if you have a realistic kind of idea of what it's going to be like, and you know that early labor can last a day in and of itself, then you're going to be better prepared for handling things as they come. And the more that you know, really, the better off you're going to be for conserving your energy early on and saving yourself for that active stage of labor when it really counts that you have some energy. We also recommend hiring a doula. The evidence is really strong in terms of what doula support can do for you, but they can serve a really great purpose in a home birth in the early labor stage. So we talk to most of our clients who are giving birth for the first time about hiring a doula, and we highly recommend it for people, because when you are in early labor and it's not yet time for your midwives to be with you, or it's not yet time for you to go to the location that you're planning on giving birth at, a doula can come and be with you at your home, can normalize what's going on, and can make recommendations to you in the moment about how you can better conserve your energy and avoid exhaustion. So doula support is fabulous for that. We also talk to all of our clients about resting. So this is probably the most important thing that I want you to take out of this video, is that in early labor, it is crucial that you rest. Rest as much as you possibly can when you're in early labor. That is the absolute number one way to help prevent exhaustion if you do have a labor that's 24 to 36 plus hours long. So when early labor contractions start, it's really easy, of course, to become super excited because you're entering into, the day or the next 2 days in which you're going to be able to meet your baby. But we really encourage people to celebrate and then try to ignore it. Ignore your contractions as long as you possibly can. I promise you, you will not miss your labor. It will ramp up at some point and you won't be able to rest anymore. So while you're in early labor and you're able to take advantage of resting time periods in between contractions, do it. This is, like I said, the best way to avoid exhaustion in early labor. If it's dark out or the middle of the night, go to sleep. And if your contractions wake you up every 20 minutes, fine. Cope through your contraction and then close your eyes again. If it's during the daytime, we tell people to be either in bed with their eyes closed in between contractions, or lounging around, maybe trying to watch something that makes them laugh, or something that is a feel-good show or a movie, so that you're optimizing rest and you're not really exerting any energy unnecessarily. Along with rest, we recommend appropriate hydration. Staying really well hydrated early on is going to help you to conserve your energy and avoid exhaustion for the long haul. So we talk to our clients about getting some sort of electrolyte beverage so that they have it on hand for when contractions do start. Coconut water is great. Noon tablets are great. Energy, I believe is what it's called. There's other versions of these drinks, Gatorade, stuff like that, that you can find at the grocery stores that are great to have around. Being really well hydrated not only helps you to avoid exhaustion, but it also helps to take care of a lot of other things that can come up later on in labor. Nourishment is also really important early on. We highly recommend eating a quality, well-balanced, nutritious meal when you first start having contractions, because you don't know how long you're gonna be willing to eat for in your labor. Once people enter into active labor, they tend to be disinterested in food. So we recommend that you eat early on so that that can help you with your energy stores for the long haul. Finally, I really want to talk to everybody about keeping oxytocin high. So one of the best ways to make sure that your labor progresses normally is to keep your oxytocin levels as high as you possibly can and to keep stress levels as low as you possibly can. These hormones work, they work inversely with one another. So when you have really high oxytocin, you're going to have low stress hormones. And if anything sets your stress hormones off, oxytocin is going to drop. So one of the best ways that you can do this is, of course, to be at home. And staying at home is really supportive to boosting oxytocin because you're in a familiar setting, you're only around hopefully trusted loved ones, and you have access to all the things that bring you comfort, like your own food, your own scents, your own bath or your shower, your dog, if you have a pet that brings you comfort. All of those things are so readily available to you when you're at home. So there are lots of other tips and ideas that we have about oxytocin. You can listen to our oxytocin episode on the Homebirth Midwife podcast, or reach out to us and let us know that perhaps you're interested in midwifery care and we can talk more about it. All right, that's what we have for you all to help you avoid exhaustion in early labor so that you can ideally have the natural birth that you're planning. We will see you all next time.